A couple of months ago, my husband had a trip to San Francisco, a business trip, and I asked him to go to the famous Blick art materials store. And there he bought a couple of things for me. And one of the things that he bought is this Caran Neocolor II water-soluble wax pastels, they call them. Just crayons. I came to the idea of trying these because I received a couple of them, these ones. I received them as a gift from a lady from California. She sent me the Erogeton pencils and Derwent ink tents, which I love, and many more different pencils. And she also sent me these 5. And well, what can you do with 5? But I just tested a little bit and I had a feeling that this would be fun. So my husband surprised me with this set of 30. Here on the inside says keep away from sun and heat, so they can definitely melt. Vor Sonne und Wärme schützen. Yeah. This is the back. Well, in all kinds of languages, even in Dutch, here. And it says suitable for numerous artistic techniques on a wide range of materials. There are 84 colors in total. I am testing these right now in Painterly days, and I'm just testing different ways of using them. And I have to say, I like this and this. So I like the bold, sketchy, rough look. And I'm just testing and trying. So this is my testing page. There's something going on outside. There is a magpie over there, making a lot of noise. And there are a couple of these, I don't know the English name, but they are little crows. Look, it's a complete gang. And they are annoying the magpie for sure. There is a second magpie over here. Oh, look, there are 2. I think you can see them. Now, I'm never very keen on magpies. They don't seem so very friendly. Anyway, let's try a little bit of this Neocolor II. And I'm just going to show you different techniques, and I really need to do a lot more coloring and painting with them before I can really see how to use them. But so this is just a first impression. I'm going to add water first. Let's see what that does. Let's add water to this leaf with a pentel brush. I'm starting to love the Pentel brushes more and more. Here, olive, light olive. Let's see what happens if you put this on wet paper. It feels very smooth and soft. Let's pick another color. This one, yellow. Ah, the silence has returned. All the birds are gone. No, I'm not a fan of magpies. Yellow-green. They always seems to cause trouble. I don't know if that is really true. Look at that. Just with a wet surface you can just mix the colors beautifully. Here, this is a darker green. Emerald. Emerald green. This experimenting is absolutely very, very important, not only for a medium like this. There is not much known. I haven't found many artists on the internet who are using it. I found one lady who used it in her watercolor work, and that looks just amazing what she's doing with it. But I hope more artists will start using it, because it is very expressive, this Neocolor stuff. Really nice. I think I'm going to add a touch of a brown. Raw Umber. Yeah, that lovely raw umber. Let's see what happens if we use this light blue dry and then add water to it. Even if you are using a medium that is well documented and there are courses in and there are videos about, then I still recommend you to do a lot of just experimenting, because you must find the techniques that fit your hand best. Once you find the techniques that fit your hand best, and that may not be the techniques that you find most beautiful, that is something different. But once you find the techniques that fit your hand best, now let's add water, then you have found your language in that medium. For example, with watercolor, I absolutely love the traditional way of painting plants and flowers, the botanical art. I think it's just beautiful, the very detailed work these artists do in a very particular way. They use particular paper, particular techniques. And I've been experimenting. I have that paper. It's hot pressed paper. And so far I haven't been very successful with it because I don't think that technique fits my hand very well, at least not in this stage of my artistic journey. And the same goes for colored pencils. I wish I could use colored pencils in a much faster way. I'm a very, very slow colorist. Now I'll show you the difference. This is done dry crayon, and then adding water. Now adding water first and then adding, you see, that looks different. It looks more scratchy and bold and wild. I actually like this. Adding an extra touch of water. Yeah, the same goes for my colored pencil. I really I wish I could start and finish a drawing in only a fraction of the time that I need right now. I've tried to speed things up. It's not working for me. So I have to accept my coloring is slow because that fits my hand best. That's just the way it is. Let's see. Why not try a touch of red over here? This is carmine. I put it in a very sketchy way. There is still some remnant of the blue in my brush, so it becomes purple here. Well, it's not a big deal, but look at that. So there are 84 colors in this Neocolor series. I have 30 plus the couple of colors that I received from that lady in California. So let's take a look at that leaf. This leaf I added a little color on it already. This is russet. Just the paper is dry. Let's just put this on. Let's just put a little more red carmine again. A touch of water. May not surprise you that I chose a blue background again. If you are following passion for pencils, then you might know that I absolutely love blue skies. This looks so nice. That looks great. Now the paper I'm working on in the Painterly Days is a very smooth paper. So I will definitely try this Neocolor Aquarelle on watercolor paper as well, lemon yellow. But I will do that in another episode, I think. This one is called Yellow Green. And what's this? Oh, Malachite. Wow. Malachite. So the paper is dry right now. So I'm just putting that in. My 4-year-old nephew, he loves these crayons. I took them with me on the skiing trip to Austria, and so I showed him these Neocolors, and he just loved it. I gave him one of my Pentel brushes, and I told him that these brushes are for grown-ups, but that I thought that he was capable of using them in the right way. And he was. Olive. He was very responsible with the with the brush. You know, I don't want him to ruin one of the brushes, but give a child a little bit of responsibility, and they will take it, and they will behave brilliantly, and he did. I have another water brush, a Derwent one, and that one is not working for me at all. So I gave the Derwent brush to his little brother, who is almost 2 years old. I didn't want to give a Pentel brush to a 2-year-old. Here is the Malachite again. I love that Malachite. So my 4-year-old nephew and I, we went painting with these crayons, and it was much fun. He loved it. That's good. Now the paper here on this brush, on this leaf, is still a little bit wet. So I'm now adding the color on a wet surface. It looks a bit bold. That's okay. It's just about, this is all about experimenting and getting to know the medium. I really like this leaf, and with what happened with this one is that the dark green is too strong. I think I should have chosen a slightly lighter green. For example, this one, the emerald, it is slightly lighter. Maybe that would bring together light olive. I'm just mixing right now. See, look, that is possible. You can mix. The surface is still a little bit wet. Look at that. That is a great find. Interesting. Olive. Very interesting. So let's try one of these. Need to clean my brush first. So let's add a touch of water, and let's start with the lightest one, salmon. I'm not really sure how I build these ones. It's been a while, so let's just try. Pink. Purple. And let's add a touch of red. Scarlet. I don't think it is here in the other ones, but let's just give it a try to see how that works. I don't know much about light fastness of these Neocolor II. Lilac this is. But I'm really hoping that the light fastness is good, because I have a feeling that working with these, that this stuff is would really add something to your paintings. Brown. I'm using brown to add a touch of shading and warmth to the shaded areas. Maybe even a touch of black. Let's see what happens. Let's just see. And a touch of a darker red, carmine. I really like this sketchy look of this. I can imagine that I take this with me on vacation and do some sketching on top of a mountain. I can really see that. Until now I took my watercolor with me for sketching in the field, and I've already found that for me personally I need something else for sketching in the field. Watercolor isn't working for me. But maybe this stuff will do the trick. So that is something that I could go try. And now let's add a touch of white. What will that do? Not much. Oh yeah, here you can make highlights. It's a bit of a bold highlight. Can we? I don't know if you can see it, but the paper is not holding up. The paper is deteriorating a little bit. That's okay. That's just fine. Putting in a little bit of pink and a little bit of red again. Scarlet. So, what is my first impression on these beautiful Neocolor II wax pastels, they call them? I think they have great potential. I think I have very little knowledge yet on how to use them. So this is a typical medium that you will have to explore for yourself. So if you like adventures, this could be very nice. It's very nice to use together with children, I found. So I will keep going and do some more exploring. I really like that one, the other ones as well, but this one too, that I just colored, painted, whatever. So my first impression is I'm curious. These crayons, they make me curious. I want to learn more about them. I want to explore them. So this is an adventure, and I will keep continuing. I will continue using them, and then I will promise you I will get back to you with these once I have found my way with them. So first impression, I can recommend them. Very nice stuff. Bye bye.